resolve these things easily. So today we have the wonderful Anjanita Prevost, and we are going to be talking about the upcoming virtual seminar, which is oh, of course, lost my words. I'm going to pop it up here, then we can show you. So it is Miss Popular versus Miss Profitable, and it's the online seminar, which is going to happen on Thursday, the 28th of February and 29th of, Thursday the 28th and Friday the 29th of January. So I'm just going to introduce you to Anjanita, and I'll tell you a little bit about her, and then I would love for you to tell me where you're streaming in from today. We are live streaming across several platforms using Restream, so we're going to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So please do let me know where you're tuning in from, and I can pick up the comments. So Anjanita is a feminine leadership expert, LinkedIn strategist, and business socialite, and she is the founder of Fem 500, the $1 billion Rolodex, and the Women's Marketing Summit. Miss Popular and Miss Profitable is the summit that we're going to be talking about today. She helps female entrepreneurs increase their feminine powers and financial power and build wealth through the art of connecting and collaborating. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do say hello to everybody and tell us how you help women become leaders. Super excited.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for dealing with the tech. Because I often say I'm not a techie, so it was nice to have someone to handle the tech. I work with women and really helping them increase their feminine power, financial power, and build wealth through the art of connecting and collaborating, which is why this summit is so important, because even though we're in the social era and everyone is connected, we are not connecting. And that's what Miss Popular versus Miss Profitable is all about.
Brilliant, brilliant. So that's really good. So we've got a few people joining us today. So hi, Gail. She said from Barnet, which is not very glamorous, but it is. Anywhere is glamorous, which is fantastic.
Anywhere is glamorous.
It is, exactly. And thank you for joining me on YouTube. So Anjanita, where did you get the idea from for the summit?
Well, I've actually been online for 10 years. So I started in 2009, and I've actually seen the iteration of social media and also the different platforms. So I started on Facebook, then I migrated to Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, back to LinkedIn, which is my #1 platform, and I am a LinkedIn strategist. But a part of my business actually is offline. Prior to, I'll say, the pandemic, my business was offline. And what I noticed was, because part of my business was offline, when I was online, people were engaging with me based on my metrics. And I like to say this with full disclaimer, I have very low metrics, but I focus on profit generating strategies. I focus on monetization. And that is what I teach my clients how to do. So Miss Popular versus Miss Profitable was born because I noticed this trend. It's sort of an epidemic where a lot of women are online and they have 10,000, 100,000, millions of fans, followers, and likes, but they don't have a solid business model that's generating income attached to that. And I thought, this is crazy. Like, this doesn't make any sense. So everyone online is, essentially rich and famous. But when you ask the hard questions, then, you get a bit of pushback. So that's how it all started.
Wow, that's brilliant. And that is so true, actually, because there are so many people. I think there was an example recently of an Instagram influencer who had millions of followers, and then she bought out her own brand and didn't sell anything. So I can't remember her name, but it was just showing you that, you can be popular, you can have people who like what you do, but actually when it comes down to making money and running a business, it is really important. So that's wonderful. So if anyone is watching us who has a question about anything that we're going to be discussing today and about the summit, please do drop them in the comments below, and we will have a Q&A at the end of this session after we've spoken to Anjanita a little bit more. So another question I'd like to ask you so that people can understand exactly what's going on is, what is the biggest social media mistake women make today?
I think the biggest mistake is that they focus on the wrong numbers. So, you know, we're naturally, right, led to the fans, the followers, the like button. And we forget about the real numbers. So, for example, when I ask women, how many of your followers are you converting to your website? Or how many of your followers turn into email subscribers? Or how many of your fans turn into paid customers? Or the comments on your social posts, how many of those turn into discovery calls? And those are the real numbers. And I'm sorry to say, but most women cannot answer those questions. You know, they don't understand, you know, the percentages that these numbers are actually producing or lack thereof.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, the thing is, I think you're absolutely right. And I think the summit is going to really help people understand all of that, because we've got some fantastic speakers lined up. So, so when you're talking about numbers, what numbers should we really be focusing on?
Well,
the online ones.
I think it's important to start with your income goal. So you start with your income goal. And for the sake of our talk today, I'll say most of the people listening are probably in a service-based business. So if you're in a service-based business and you need anywhere from 1 to 1,000 clients 1 to 100 clients per month, on average, you're looking at about 1,000 lead pool, meaning you just need about 1,000 leads coming into your space every month and taking them through a nurturing process. But what happens online is people go online and they completely forget about their income goals. They completely forget about the metrics, and they focus on, you know, they focus on the metrics and not the monetization. So they're not looking at the conversion rate. They're not looking at, okay, how many of these people are real, first off? Okay, so how many of them are real? Number two, how many of them are actually converting, and how many of them lead to a physical sale? And when you break down those numbers, I'll give you an example. So I have a Facebook group and I have 700 members in my Facebook group. Now,
Okay.
I've been on Facebook for many years. I've built several Facebook groups, but I really specialize in building a boutique style Facebook group. And what that means is it's a highly, highly, highly engaged Facebook group. I know most of the people in the group, which is rare, unheard of. And that Facebook group has about a 25 to 30% conversion rate. Now, what does that mean? That means that everyone in that Facebook group, they purchased something from me within that 25 to 30% ratio. That's pretty impressive, because I know people that have 3,000 and 5,000, and they have to use paid advertising every month to generate leads. So when you start to look at the real numbers, you'll notice that you don't have to chase fans, followers, and likes. You can just focus on your own lead pool, nurture your lead pool, and then track your numbers, because your numbers are going to be different than the next person's numbers because they're focused on your income goal. So that's what I like to share and really reiterate, because it's the missing piece online. Because you can, you know, go to your feed right now and someone's going to say, you know, become famous, you know, become an influencer, you know, get lots of followers, you know, what do they call it? Insta fame now. And you know, when you peel back the curtain and you ask the hard questions and you dig deeper, you'll find that a lot of people aren't monetizing those metrics.
Yeah, that's right. It's really interesting. You've got quite a few people making some comments. So here we've got, when I set my goals, it works better. It's a definite pipeline. I haven't managed to convert or engage interested in the summit. So so I've got the link for the summit. It's underneath the description of this actual live. So if you click on that link, it's going to take you to the virtual summit page, and you can actually register for any of the talks. And if you want to get the recordings of the talks afterwards, then you can register for the VIP option, which gives you access to the talks afterwards as well. So if you find that you're not able to make all of the talks, or there's something that you really want to go over several times, then you can definitely do that. And that's not a problem, which is awesome. So let me just take off that one. So we'll just check if anyone else has got any comments of what we spoke about so far. So somebody, I think this is Elsa, so struggling with getting my book out there after the launch, rethinking how to do this, it's hard. Yeah, it can be really hard, especially trying to get the book out. But like we said, it's really about growing that community of engaged followers. It's not about the numbers, it's about the engagement that you're going to get so that you can actually make that conversion, which is great. So leading on from that question, and if anyone's got any questions, please do pop them into the comments wherever it is that you're watching, and we will answer them straight after after I've finished interviewing. So if someone wants to actually monetize their social, where should they start?
Well, I recommend that you start on one platform, and the platform that's the most natural for you. So this is the mistake that most women make, is that they focus on mastering, all of the platforms, a Jane of all trades, so to speak. And when you do that, you're scattered. You don't really have a solid strategy. You can't really follow up. And follow up is really important on social. People are so busy, trying to acquire fans, followers, and likes, and they forget to follow up with the people that they already know. So it's important to just pick one platform as your primary platform, and then slowly, add the other platforms. But make sure you have, and I'll use myself as an example. LinkedIn is my number one platform. It's where I do all of my business. It's like I am the empress of LinkedIn. And I'm very mindful of how I spend my time. So I have a Facebook group that comes second to my LinkedIn DMs, because that's, my number one monetization strategy. I use Twitter via Instagram, but those are also very low on the list. I am not giving them that much attention because LinkedIn is my number one. We started Clubhouse, a week or so ago. And even though I'm on Clubhouse a lot, it's not going to take the place of LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the money-making, social, media platform for me. So it's important that you get very clear and you spend your time wisely when you're on these platforms. And when you do, you'll start to notice, okay, where are the leads coming from? So, the leads are coming from LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm going to nurture those leads. I'm going to turn those leads into discovery calls. If the leads are on Instagram, then focus on Instagram. But when you're all over the place, you can't capture the data. And without the data, you can't make an intelligent decision, for your financial goals. And so that's, I think, the number one mistake, because now people are asking, well, should I be on Clubhouse all the time? And Clubhouse is very addicting. I love Clubhouse. However, Clubhouse is not going to take the place of LinkedIn. Now, what I've done is I've leveraged Clubhouse to generate leads and bring people back to LinkedIn. So it's good. It's good for that. But again, having that clear strategy to monetize at all times.
Yeah, that's absolutely a really, really good point, because that's something that I tell a lot of my clients and group members as well, is that you've got to be on that one social platform where you know that your audience hangs out. So that's where you feel comfortable, but also that you can generate that engagement from all of your people that you want to work with. And then you have to have a strategy. So I myself am on Clubhouse as well, and I've been on Clubhouse quite a lot. The first couple of weeks that I was on it just before Christmas, I was in there a lot, but now what I've done is I've worked out a strategy. So like you, I take them into Instagram, and then from Instagram, I'm taking them into my Facebook community, which is where they'll get more attention from me. They'll get more bonus trainings, they'll get more conversation and all those sorts of things. So it's definitely worth having a strategy and to concentrate on that one place. So, okay, so we're going to finalize things a little bit here, and we're just going to go through the see if anyone's got any questions. A lot of people are saying that they're struggling to monetize their platforms and they're not quite sure, you know, like where to take people. And that really goes back down to that basic settings. You know, what is it that you actually want to do with that social platform, and where do you want to take people from? And the summit is going to be an absolute eye-opener for everybody who actually registers for it, because we have so many wonderful, amazing women speaking over the 2 days, and we have brought in a collection of different areas of your business so that it really, really helps. So I do encourage you all to absolutely register for the summit. And if you think that you might not be able to make it on that day, then do, you know, upgrade your ticket so that you get all of the recordings so that you can get them all back in. Someone just said yes, they're going to have a little look at the link. They've got a school run, but they're going to look at the link. Yes, absolutely. And if you are connected with me, then you can obviously find the link on my social platforms, and you can also connect. How can they connect with you, and Janita? How can they connect with you on social so that they can find out a little bit more about how you work and what you offer?
Absolutely. So Anjanita Privos, and we'll drop it down below.
Yep.
You can connect with me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is probably the fastest way to get a hold of me. You can also get a hold of me via my Facebook group, which is Chief Feminine Officer, CFO. And I'm on Clubhouse. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. However, I just told you how to get a hold of me, like, pronto.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, well, thank you so much. So if you are watching the replay of this live, then please do go and check out the Miss Popular and Miss Profitable Online Summit. The link is in the description of this live video, and then you'll be able to register there and find out a little bit more. And do please follow both of us so that you can keep up with what's going on. So thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget, if you have any questions, and don't forget, I'll be back next Wednesday at the same time, live across my social channels, and I will see you all next week. Bye for now.